The next stage is karpas, where we dip a vegetable, and Hasidim usually use onions or potatoes in salt water. The salt water represents our tears of how enslaved we have become, how far we are from freedom, to remind us of the embitterment that is still present in the world. The dipping is known as tibul, and dipping is the similar permutation to bittul, nullification, because when we dip something, it's a symbol of surrendering. It's a symbol of humility. And that's what matzah represents. It's coming to the basic simplicity, flour and water, being flat and surrendering ourselves in a state of bittul, self-nullification, and abnegation of our ego. So a beautiful teaching about the karpas is the vegetable represents the fact that Nisan is also called Chodesh HaAviv, the month of spring. Nisan is the first month of spring, and actually the word for spring, Aviv, is spelled with an aleph and a bet to begin with, whereas Tishrei, the other head of the year, the solar beginning of the year, is the opposite. It's the reversal of the alphabet. So Aviv represents this perfect flow from above to below, and Nisan is an arousal from above to below. It's a gift of consciousness. It is freedom just given to us. The Israelites did not merit redemption. Hashem just lifted them up and placed them. It represents just being a receiver. And we just have to get out of our own way, because the blessings are coming down. There is a divine shefa, a flow of miracles. And the word for Nisan is double miracles. There's nes at the beginning and nes at the end. There's miracles just flowing down. We just need to be present and allow ourselves to be vessels for all the abundance that is given to us. And that's what Chodesh HaAviv represents, and karpas is the vegetables that show the sprouting of spring. Just like spring consciousness is given to us, we don't have to work on it, we don't have to do anything. That's what Nisan is. It's just us being lifted. And the zodiac of the mazal of Nisan is the lamb, the Taleh, and the Aries. And the lamb is a very submissive, passive creature, and it represents the feminine receiving force. And I'm not talking about women or men, but we all have a masculine part within us and a feminine. And in general, the feminine is the receiver, and represented by the letter Hey. The Hey is the receiving letter, and spring is just a revival. So just like after the death of winter, the vitality and warmth of the plant life reemerges, so too we can be very stagnant, but when Pesach comes, a Jew is warmed and revived. So we should live up to this spring consciousness. Another teaching about these vegetables are that just like a vegetable is buried in the ground and planted in the earth, our ancestors in Egypt were so enmeshed in the physical world. They were so bogged down by physicality. The earthiness of them actually looked like a negative thing, but actually it allowed them to be planted. And when we are buried deep down, we actually have the ability to be revived. And that's what redemption is. It is sprouting from our hardships. And when we feel so low, when we feel so physical and far away from spirituality, just remember, like the vegetable of karpas, we are being planted so that we can grow and be redeemed. So may we all dip the vegetables in salt water and tap into this consciousness of spring.